recruitment, selection, and placement. Then we go to training academy, where these ambassadors are trained. From there, ongoing support for school development, and I will be explaining each one of them as we go. Now, what kind of recruitment do we do? We go to universities, the top universities in the country. We put up stands alongside all the other private companies that are looking for graduates. That is a sample of our career fair. We do radio interviews and TV interviews. I thought I would just give you a synopsis of the kind of radio interviews we have. So you can actually go to our website and you will have all the interviews and the TV and radio interviews that have taken place on media. We have, once the ambassadors have known about the program, they will go online, apply, and if they pass that process, then they will be interviewed. We usually have a full-day interview session where they will be interviewed in groups, and then they will move on to one-on-one interviews. Once they have also succeeded in the interviews, they will then write a competency test in the subject that they are going to be teaching. If it is maths, they will write a competency in maths. And if they are successful in that, then they will proceed further. The literacy test is also given so that every person is assessed that at least they can articulate themselves as a teacher, whether they are teaching maths, physical science, or English. These are the kind of degrees that we have been attracting over the years. BA, which will have most of the English teachers, BCom and BSc. The BCom will come with the maths mainly, and the BSc will be both either maths or science. And we have found that over the years we are getting more BSc, and this is actually because of the need, more than what we want. We wanted to always have all the subjects equally, but the posts that we are getting, especially recently, are more for science and maths teachers because of the need. This is where we are based so far. I've just tried to show that our teachers are getting the posts from government as well as from private. In 2014, we managed to place in the 3 provinces that you see, the Free State, Northern Cape, and Mpumalanga. Those are government posts that are paid by government. The Stanlib is the private company which has taken 10 of ambassadors and it is paying them the salary. In 2013, they were more private in the sense that we had ESCOM, and I think Pam spoke to, it was Barbara who spoke about we give schools like Lee, Aura, some of the teachers, and we would also put that as private. So the government that we fed last year was the Gauteng province. So all in all, for the teacher ambassadors that are presently in schools, there are 127 of them, 47 for private and government 80 of them. So we can see that government is really assisting, although it is not that much. Over the past 5 years, this is how we have been placing. We started training 25, went on gradually until last year where we trained 63. And the question that we are usually asked is, why such little numbers? It is just basically the number of posts that we will receive. As we have seen from recruiting, it is such a lot of cost. And if you would also train people who will thereafter not be placed in school, it is a bit of a waste to do that. So we only take to training those who will be placed at the end of the day. Our training academy is residential, and it is usually 2 weeks. It started being 6 weeks like in most of the other countries all over the world. But through the advisors that we had and also financial means, we found that 2 weeks will still do. And I just wanted to bring in the issue of how their mindset of these teachers is when they come into the program. Most of them, they are enthusiastic because when they join the program, the main thing that they come in is not necessarily because they wanted to be teachers, but they want to give back. And they feel that they are going to be agents of change in those schools. And because of the degrees that they have acquired, they feel that they have enough content that they will share with the learners, and learners will naturally receive, and it will be a swift process. What happens once they go into teaching, they found something very different. Once they start forming partnerships with the learners and teachers, they realize that it is not as easy as they thought. By the end of term 1, you will find that most of them are at their lowest. They are so discouraged. They feel really beaten up. Some of these kids who come into the program are very clever, and some of them have never failed in their lives. So this is one time where they really feel, you know, I'm disempowered. How can I do this? So we usually bring them to a workshop, the very first term, where we again reiterate what was said during the training academy. I mean, what they learn there necessarily doesn't mean they have actually, you know, understood. But we then bring them back and we remind them of the things they have learned during the training institute, and just for them to, you know, share with each other their experiences and get to be re-energized again, and to sort of find strength in each other to go back and try again. We make sure that, you know, once they get back to schools, the most important thing is that they should know their learners and make the learners feel safe. There is a DVD that I was just playing about an interview where some teachers were being interviewed, teacher developers in fact. What makes a great teacher great, you know? And most of them you'd realize that it's more centered on the relationship between the teacher and the learners. And this becomes very important. If you miss it out on how you interact with the learners, you basically just lose food.